Hey, see guys, I wasn't lying to you the other day. It was cold. And it actually freezing cold might be the better term. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you. Thank you again for clicking on another one of these old videos. As you can see, I am not in my element. It is white out here. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I woke up yesterday morning and it was the sleeting process had begun. So apparently when it's raining, but it's not quite cold enough to snow. That is what sleet is. I have experienced it firsthand now and I'm not a fan. As the evening progressed, it turned into more powdery snow. So once it got cold enough, it did that. And today it's not even gonna get above freezing. So we're gonna be stuck with this white stuff for today. But as you could tell, there's not necessarily a lot of it. You know, kind of just a little, I guess you guys would call this maybe like a dusting, but still a little bit for this Florida guy here. But yeah, guys, as promised, we gotta go get some batteries. I gotta load up here in the Jeep here in just a minute. I'm gonna back the Jeep up. Them suckers are over 100 pounds a piece. So I'm gonna back the Jeep up. We're gonna load them up in there. We're gonna make a little bit of about an hour trek to the south outside of Detroit to a Rural King. Actually going to give them a call here in just a minute just to confirm that they do have what they say they are going to have. I need two 8D batteries. A few years ago, I had to replace batteries in the Eagle, and Scott Crosby at the Bus Grease Monkey recommended Rural King. He said you won't find a better deal on batteries, and that seems to be the case yet again. These are around $250, which is insane to me. $250 a piece. But Rural King has them for $209 a piece. That is by far the cheapest price I've seen. So I figured since I'm buying two of them, it'll be worth driving that hour south to grab those. But I am freezing. It's like not even 30 degrees yet. So I'm gonna put this down and get these stinking batteries out. I do not like working with gloves on, but it is one of those times where it is cold enough where I think I'm gonna work with the gloves on. Man, it's cold up here. We are usually much further south at this point, but this year that is not the case. So yeah, I'm gonna be replacing with these exact batteries. My dad had told me it might be a good idea to just upgrade to 4 Group 31s, which I don't disagree with. These aren't like the best batteries. They're I think it's kind of like an outdated system. But the problem is I'm not really in the position to go upgrading cables and changing all this in here right now. I need to get the heck out of this freaking cold. So right now I'm not exactly worried about that. Maybe at a later time, but for the time being, I just want to replace what's in here, so when we get the call, we can get the heck out of Dodge. It is flipping cold. I believe these suckers are 110 pounds a piece. Holy crap, and they weren't lying. Oh, yikes. Wow. Sugar. Good God, they're heavy. Holy crap. Oh. Yeah, those suckers are heavy. Yeah. Of course, I got a rubber mat in here where they don't want to slide. Shoot. Got it.
To speak with customer service, press 0. To repeat this menu, press star.
I'll go ahead and give them a call, make sure they got it before I make that hour trek.
Burl King, this is Eugene. How can I help you?
Hi, can I give you a SKU number and you tell me if you guys have it in stock?
Sure. Hold on just a second while I find my thing.
Okay.
Okay, what are we looking for?
It's 652 40371.
We're looking for a battery?
Yeah.
Commercial battery?
Yes.
Okay. Says I have 3. It'll take me a second to run back and check that, so hold on.
Okay.
How many do you need?
I need 2.
Okay, hold on. Let me go see what I've got.
Awesome, thank you.
I do have 2 in stock.
Okay, am I able to buy those now, or what would be the best way to make? Because I got to drive about an hour to get to them.
There should be no problem.
Okay.
I sell one of those every other month.
Gotcha. All right, well, I'm on my way. I appreciate your help. Thank you so much.
Other sizes, we do other things, but you know.
Right.
All right, you have a great day.
All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right, cool. So, looks like they got 2 in stock. Yeah, head that way. All right, looks like we got an hour and 16 minutes, 77 miles. Not too bad. So, yeah, you can see it's kind of down there by Detroit a little bit, but we're going to make our way there. All right, we have made it to the Rural King. What are we at? Heartland, Michigan. About a half hour, 45 minutes to the west of Detroit. So if you've never been to a Rural King, it's kind of like a big Tractor Supply, but they do have like some sporting goods as well. They got them here. So yeah, they got 2 of them in stock. $209.99. Trying to see when they were manufactured. I don't want to get something that's been sitting here for 2 years, because I don't imagine they sell a ton of these. These suckers are so freaking heavy. It's almost too big for this rack. All right. So shipped May of 2025. So it's not that bad. Not that old. That'll work. These things used to not be this expensive. They are ridiculously expensive now. All right. There we go. Holy crap. There they are. But yeah, they do have a good selection of batteries. Scott is right. Probably the best prices I've ever seen. Like right here, these are on sale. Group 31, which is kind of what I wish I was doing. $99. That's a good deal. Yeah, and they're not wrong. Typically, they're around $150 to $200, so good deal. But all right, let me catch my breath and go check out. All right. Gosh, they're heavy. These are a little cleaner for now. All right, guys, there it is. It's $453. I got 2 commercial heavy-duty 8D batteries, $209 a piece, and I bought a can of battery terminal protector for $8, $25 in tax. Comes out to $453.65. Now something that's a little more important than battery shopping, or at least a little better. I gotta find something to eat. It's lunchtime. I don't know what I'm gonna get. Never been where I am, so I'm gonna look around and see what I come up with. Oh, I'm stuffed. So I just finished up here at Leo's Coney here in Birch Run, Michigan, which is basically like a halfway point between where I was up in Bay City down to Heartland. It's pretty good. The Coney was okay. To me, the highlight of the show was the Greek salad. The Greek salad was pretty good. I don't know what I was expecting with the Coney. It was just, there wasn't really a lot of flavor. The topping that they had didn't seem to have a lot of like flavor to it. Just regular frozen fries. But the salad was pretty good. They do their own in-house dressing, which I did like quite a bit. Anyways, I'm going to hop back on 75, get back to the bus, and hopefully get these batteries in and go inside for the day, because it's flipping cold outside, and I'm not here for it. I hope this is the last time I have to move these things. Mercy. I think these are a shade wider. Hopefully that does it. come into play here. Shoot. There, that'll work. Like a glove. Gonna put these on charge because sometimes you gotta think these were probably made April, March, maybe. They've been sitting for months and months, you know, with no load on them, nothing charged on them. So anyway, I'm gonna throw a charger on them just for a little bit, let them make sure they're charged up. We'll plug everything back in. Yeah, they were a little low. They were at 12.5 when I got them. So I think a 12 volt lead acid battery is fully charged at like 13.6 or something. So I'll say I'm gonna let them charge for a little bit each and then plug them in and see what they do. Hopefully that's the end of our flasher problem and starting problem, because I just got talked to, actually, when I was filming with you guys. One of my fellow employees pulled up. He said they had a couple cold days where they weren't working because it was just flat too cold, which is extremely rare. But yeah, I mean, it's not even above freezing today. So anyway, I think they have 1 or 2 more working days and they're done. So we should be out of here by the end of the week. That's the plan anyway. So I got to get this bus ready to go. So when these batteries are charged, I'll pick you guys back up. Well, this is not where I left off yesterday. It is now the next morning. The reason it's the next morning is my water pump crapped out on me yesterday. I got home, we didn't have water, and I would just assume our water lines were frozen. So like I think I'd mentioned, I got a couple of these space heaters in here, so it was definitely warmed up, but I can't get that pump to turn on. So we had no water all night. I just ran out, grabbed this El Cheapo water pump here, $100 for this thing, $100, because I had to buy it local. I could buy the same exact water pump on Amazon for like $60. And actually, I don't really like this brand. I prefer the Seaflow brand over here, which I've been using for years and have had relatively not much problem with. But I mean, I think the failure on this one's totally on me. I think it just probably froze, was cycling and probably just froze, because apparently it got a lot colder than I thought it did. So got to put this in now. Did get the batteries charged. I haven't hooked them up yet. I was going to wait on you guys so I can hook them up and hopefully confirm or disconfirm our issue there, but I'm pretty confident we'll be all right there. But now I got to get this water pump hooked up so we can get some water in the bus, and then we will move on to the batteries, and hopefully, with fingers crossed with that, and the turn signal will be working as it's supposed to be. So I'm getting to hooking this up. Should be relatively simple, but famous last words, right? My hope is I'll be able to just kind of plug and play. I'm really hoping I don't have to go cutting a bunch of PEX and rerouting stuff. Hopefully it'll be as simple as just hooking everything back up. Looks like they've been getting a little hot. I don't know if you can tell up there, but I don't know. I have to keep an eye out for that. I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe it's just for those purging for long periods of time or something. This thing had never really purged until very recent. It started purging on me quite a bit, so I'm going to have to figure that out if this new one continues to do it. Yeah, I would much prefer the Seaflow brand, but beggars cannot be choosers, I guess. I may honestly end up ordering another one of these and just changing it out in Florida and keeping the other one as a backup. I usually keep a backup 12-volt water pump, but I don't have one in this bus. I always kept one in the Eagle. Never needed it. Never needed it in 5 years, but don't have one and I need it. I tell you what, busing or RVing or camping or son of a gun, or whatever you want to call it, in cold weather, I have never, I shouldn't say cold weather, freezing and below weather, I think every year, every time I've done it, I've had some sort of mechanical failure or something on a bus. So, not my favorite thing to do. So I'm going to take this off. Just use it on a new one. Yes, this is 5.5 gallons per minute. This new one I got is only 3 gallons per minute. So most likely we will be replacing it with another one of these. Yeah, I'm using these little disconnect connectors. That's what he had on it, so I'm going to replace what was on it. It does give you the option to disconnect it, you know, versus if you're just using a butt connector where you just crimp both sides. So I guess I kind of like this. So if you do need to, for some reason, disconnect it, you can do it without having to cut the wires. I have to keep an eye on that hot spot, though. I'm not really sure why it was doing that. I mean, it's just 12 volt, which that doesn't mean 12 volts still can pull a lot of power, but I'm not sure that's doesn't happen anymore. I try to go right back where it was, or close to it anyway. So it's about right there. Yeah, don't move. Yeah, that can definitely flex up. So I think I'm gonna go like right there. I may just let it hang there for the time being until I can get everything mounted up. There we go. Well, that little mishap took way longer than it should have ever freaking taken. I've literally spent the last 4 hours trying to trace this. But apparently, the water pump breaker on the 12 volt panel is not for the water pump. It is apparently for a light. And the refridge breaker, what is marked refridge, is for the water pump. And it had been tripped. I don't even know if this other pump's bad. Nonetheless, I have a backup pump now. I finally got it working. I literally have been tracing for a while. It's ridiculous. Let me get this cleaned up. Go plug these batteries in. And hope to God we have a little more success with that. And it's freezing. It just stopped snowing again. FM GDL. Pray to heavens it works. Alright, let's see what she's gonna do. Idle on. There we go. Alright guys, moment of truth. Oh God, do you hear that? Please don't mind my dash. I gotta wash it. Clean it. Left turn signal is a go. Right turn signal is a freaking go. Oh my God. That has been a long time coming. Wow. So now I can go there, get that mounted up where it's supposed to go, get the old one removed. It's a good old girl here. It's a good old girl. It just takes a little TLC, or little care. Not even tender loving care. I just gotta, sorry, I'm all over the place. With my camera, you know, it was long overdue for some work. Batteries, that hurt. That was $450. Water pump was $100. Been an expensive week for this old girl here, but I do believe she is road ready again. Again, I'm gonna go tighten up the connections, everything over there on the flasher, and mount it up there where it goes. Batteries seem to be good to go. I think we're set. Now all we need is the word that we can leave. Sorry this video stretched out over like 3 days. Was not my intention, it's just kind of the way it worked out. But hey guys, that's what I got. Next time you see me, we will be hopping behind the wheel of that old bus right there, letting her do her thing and getting out of cold, gloomy Michigan. So until then guys, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you in a few days. Bye guys.